Hello, 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 everyone. Let's see who's going to join us. Okay. Oh, come here. Come on. We have a Tucker here with us. Come here. And I think he's going to be a pain in the hiney. I can't chase you around with my shoulder, buddy. Get up here with Mama. All right. Hello, hello, everyone. Let's see who is here. I think we are officially live. We're going to go ahead and find the page and share it out to the groups quick. There we are. We are live. So groups, VIP, oops. And this, there we go. And we have a little friend who's come to join. Everybody say hello, Tucker. Hey, Deb. Glad you could make it on our odd night. I have such a sad little face over here. He's used to having Mama all to himself on Monday. And now he has to share. Yeah. It's all good. All right, buddy. You get right here. You have your special seat right next to us. Nope, sit. Stay. No, because we're not chasing you all night. Come on, be good. No, you can't sit in my lap. I can't stamp. And so he's going to come over here anyway. I cannot stamp with you in my lap. Okay. Anybody else going to join besides Tucker and Deb? Oh, hey, Sue. I'm glad you could make it. Tucker says hello, too. My crazy little bum. Whoops. Let's mute that. Ouch. That arm isn't going to work well. Okay, I think we're good. Oh, God, give him the adhesive. He'd have it all over the place. Now, wouldn't you? He's just feels the need to be attached to me. He doesn't need adhesive for that. He attaches himself without it, huh? He's such a little bum. Well, how are we going to make cards with you up here? That's not going to work. I got to lose you and the brace. Two things that got to go. Come here. All right. So we do have a fun card planned for tonight. If time allows, I have a second one that's going to be super quick and simple, but fun nonetheless. Let's start with Paper Pumpkin. We are into the new Tookie. Oh, should have done a better job doing that. Ow. Let me switch cameras so you can see. I even went and got a new mouse. This is what they call a vertical mouse to see if that would help with the. Really? I apologize, ladies. I think we're going to have troubles tonight. Anyway, it's supposed to help with carpal tunnel and other hand, wrist, arm, shoulder issues. So hoping this will help too by changing my mouse. It's taking a little getting used to because it stands upright and your buttons are over here on the side. So, and you grip it like this. So it's kind of like if you're shaking hands with somebody. So I'm hoping this will help. We're going to switch cameras. And now you can see a big Tucker. Really, they don't need to see you. Oh my goodness. How am I going to do this? All right, we got to do this again. Over here. Stay down. We have warm wishes for our November kit. This you have until November 10th to subscribe. It's also Christmas. The one coming for October, the one that has already shipped, that is going to have a Christmas theme to it. This one also will. This one's going to be boxes. You're going to make 8 boxes for each of 2 designs. You're going to get a mossy metal stamp and ink spot. You're going to get iridescent glitter accents on paper. You're going to have some linen thread, 8 clear food safe bags, 1 photopolymer stamp set, and the boxes are going to measure 4 1/4 by 4 1/2 by 1.5 inches deep, I believe. And then there's going to be an add-on that you can make cards with the kit. You'll get 20 card bases with 20 coordinating envelopes, and that'll be an additional $14 if you would like the add-on. And that looks like it's going to be quite pretty. So anyways, a little fun to know about that. And then, of course, we still have our join special happening through the rest of October, where you can either add an additional 35% into your kit and pay $99, or you can save 35% on our traditional pick out $125 worth of product, and you're going to get it for 35% less than the $99 that it typically is. And he is not going to leave me alone. This ought to prove really interesting. No, you cannot be up there, buddy. What is wrong with you? You got to let mama do her job. Now, be good. Okay, tonight we are featuring the Merriest Trees Bundle. It is a stamp and die set. You do save 10% when you purchase the 2 together. No, I said no. Right there. You stay in your bed. Oh my goodness. This is going to be fun. Anyway, I said no. Stay down. Lay down. No. Lay down. So you do get this amazing die set when you bundle up. And what's really nice is you do have only the one size tree, and it is a 2-step stamp, but you have all these extra dies, so you can actually cut like just the top, and you can layer your tree and get multiple layers. I kept things really simple for tonight, so we did not do that because we're doing a fun fold, which I will show you. We're doing a box card. So here's the card, and I did not cut anything or stamp anything ahead. We're going to do this from start to finish like we did last weekend. So you can see how this all goes together. But there is the box card. And like I said, if time allows, which I don't know if Mr. Monkey over here is going to allow that, I said, sit in your bed and go to sleep. Be good. Mama's going to hurt her shoulder, and it's going to be all your fault. Oh, now he's going to go pout. Needy little puppies. Yes, he does love his mama, but he's needy sometimes. Okay, so anyways, this is the box card that we're going to make. And it came out pretty cute, I thought. I like that. And look at the detail. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but this little basket, you have like the embossed basket weave when you cut that out. So it's really cute. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So first thing, yes, it's okay that you pout. You're allowed to pout. We need cutting. I have all my measurements right here on a piece of paper to make sure we do all of this correctly. I have thick, basic white cardstock. So we just need that. And we are going to cut a 9 3/8 by 4 1/4. So I like to cut the 4 1/4 first, because then I can actually get 2 cards out of this. But we're actually going to use all of our pieces for our cards, so we're not actually going to be able to get 2 cards out of this particular one, because I use all of my scraps as we're cutting. But anyway, we're going to start at 4 1/4. So right there. So that's going to cut that right in half. We're going to set that aside because we will be using it. We're going to bring our arm out, and then we need to cut to 9 3/8. So there's 9, 1, 2, 3/8 is just before the 8th mark before your 1/2 inch. And we're going to cut that off. I'll set that aside. Okay. Now we are going to cut another piece. We're going to cut from this here. We're going to cut a piece 5 1/8 by 3 1/2. So we're going to go 5 1/8 by 3 1/2. Okay, save this. This is going to be our sentiment piece. Now for this piece, we're going to score it at 3/8 and then at 1 3/8. So I like to do the 3/8 on the opposite side here. So we're just going to find our 3/8, which, like I said, is just before your 1/2 inch. It's the 1/8 inch mark before your 1/2 inch. So it's going to be right there. Make sure you grab your correct blade, which is the scoring blade, because you don't want to cut it. Now we're just going to flip it around, and we're going to measure 1 3/8 and score. So 1 3/8, which is, like I said, right before that 1/2 inch. And now your scoring on this piece is done. All right, going back to this piece, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to score at 3/8. So where is that 1/2 inch? Right there. It is. So we want to go to the 1/8 inch. And then we're going to flip it. We're going to go to 1 3/8 again. Next is 2 7/8. So that's the 1/8 right before your 3 inch. The next one is 3 7/8. Okay, so now we can set this aside for a little bit. And we want our bone folder. Just bring now you can go ahead and burnish and fold on your score lines. There's that one. And that one. And now you can kind of see how that curls up and makes your initial box. And then this will attach like so. Okay. So anyway, first thing we're going to do is get our designer series paper, though. So we're going to set this aside for just a minute. We're going to bring our cutter back in. We're going to cut all of our designer paper. And it looks like I left my paper over there. So we're just going to cut a fresh sheet. No big deal. I used this pattern. This is one of the online exclusive papers. This is called A Walk in the Forest. It's a 12 by 12. And it coordinates with this Merriest Trees. Like these trees do coordinate with the dies. But also, if you notice the polar bear stamp set in the mini catalog, this polar bear does coordinate with our punch, and you can punch him out. And you have a couple, yeah, there's the other one that has some polar bears for punching. So it's really cute paper. So you have this one that has the trees that coordinate with the dies and the bear. You have these tree pattern. There's this one here. And then this pattern. And then these nice Christmas stripes. Christmas trees. Some snowflakes. More Christmas trees. And more Christmassy stripes. So that's that paper. All right, so now for our designer paper, we need to cut a 3.5 inch by 3 1/4. So we're gonna do 3.5 by 3 1/4. There's that one. Then we need, well, we can do that one out of this one. We'll do 4 inches by 1 1/4. And that's going to be scrap. And then we need a 4 inch by 3 3/4. So we're going to cut 4 inches by 3 3/4. Which is right there. So there's our pieces. I think that's an extra piece right there too. Okay. Set that down. All right, we can bring our pieces back in. So here, this gets the largest piece. And that's going to fill in like so. So where's our adhesive? So we're going to go ahead. I just changed this, so there we go. Now we can get that centered on these 3 edges. There we go. Oh, hey, Miss Betty. So glad to see you. All right. Next, again, this is going to be like so. So this is the next piece to get right here. And we want to put that on before we do all of our folding and attaching. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then this goes in that center of that panel right there. Just like so. Okay. Now this piece, where did I put it? There we go. That's going to go on this little piece right here. So we're going to go ahead Layer that. There's that piece. Okay, now I have my tearing tape. You can use whatever adhesive you prefer to use. I like tearing tape. It fits perfectly on these here. Tucky, what did Mama tell you? You laying down and being good for 2 minutes doesn't mean that now you can try again. No, you can't be up here. Tucker has decided to join us, and not in a good way. He's being very needy and naughty. And Mama's arm isn't cooperating the best. Okay, so I like to use my bone folder and just burnish that tearing tape down, make sure it sticks really well. And then I take my pokey tool and pull that off. So we're going to take that. And then I like to bend and fold it all the way. So you fold those two panels down. And then you would stick it down like so. And now you have a perfect little standing up box there. Okay, next, same thing with this one. I'm going to pull that tape off. We're going to fold it down. So both that there and this are folded down. We're going to fold our card flat. Oh, did forget to put adhesive on the bottom here. You do want that. And let's see. We want to go like so. And now everything should line up nicely. And it stands perfectly. So there's the start of our box card. So now we can do our stamping. And that's where our scraps come in. And actually, I'm going to trim that down a little bit because otherwise I brought my baby boss over and it will not fit unless I trim that down. There we go. I don't feel like messing with the big boss. Then we're going to grab our stamp over here. And we're going to use this great big tree. And I need the big block here. How are we doing on time? But we might actually have time for the other card, believe it or not. Okay, so we have here our big tree. I'm using the soft seafoam green. So we want a nice light color for our base. So we're going to go ahead and ink that up. As most of you know, I did have my MRI on Saturday. Never again will I do it that way. I did learn, though, as I did some internet searching, which I did not think to do ahead of time, in Latham, New York, which is probably a good, 3 hours away or better. They have it's an open MRI, but it's an upright open MRI. I would definitely opt for that way if I ever have to do one again. My first choice is never do it again. But if I ever did have to do it, I'm going to Latham, New York to have an open upright. I know we have open MRIs in other, closer areas, like maybe an hour away, 45 minutes away, half hour away. But you're still in a tube. And the way they had you in there, it hurt so bad. And it wasn't even claustrophobia that was getting to me. It was just the fact that I had that pain. And then you start to feel, then you do realize you're in this enclosed space, and then the panic starts to rise up. So I literally laid in there praying to God that he just got me through it, because I was never doing it again. Because I know if you don't get through it, then they make you do it again. So I was like, I'm not doing it again. So just suffer now and get it done. But I had to keep, wow, that was I didn't like it. No, not fun at all, Sue. Don't recommend it at all. And like I said, they stick this, it was, I guess, the camera that they put on my shoulder. Like I had to put my arm through this hole of this contraption, and then they rest it on your shoulder. And I don't know. That kind of made the fit even tighter when they shoved you in there. So I was like, literally felt like a sausage in a casing. And then, of course, when you open your eyes, the machine is like right there in your face, like that far from your nose, literally mere inches. It was awful. Yeah, no pain. It really was uncomfortable. It was very, very uncomfortable. And like I said, don't ever want to do that again. But if they tell me there's, something happens in my future life that I need the one, I'll travel. Because that, the open upright, it's actually, you're looking out, you can see everything going, so everything's on your sides. I can handle that because I'm really not claustrophobic. That's not my problem. It was just, I was so uncomfortable. And then of course you're laying flat, and with my back laying flat on a good day, let alone stuffed in it. Ugh. Didn't care for it at all. Okay, so now I'm going to pull out all these lovely dies. Now, this die would cut out the whole entire tree. But because I'm only working with a space here, I didn't want the whole tree. Oh, I'll get this in here. Didn't want the whole tree. So we're going to use just this one here so we get a shorter tree. It's not going to cut out the entire thing. So we're going to cut out everything but that last. Let's see if I can get that up there better so you can see. So we're going to cut out everything but that last. But we have a die that'll cut out just that. And then you would have this one. So there's like 4 different dies in here. So you could layer and have some layers to your tree that actually were dimensional. But we're going to keep things simple tonight. Like I said, just cutting out this. We're going to bring in our baby boss. And I do apologize for not being able to go live last night. I have discovered, I think I'm better off. Like I should have done my designing, but Saturday with having the MRI and the pain that caused, there was no coming up in my craft room. But going forward, I'll make sure I do my designing on Saturday. We go live on Sunday. So I'm not doing both on the same day. Because again, cranking this and doing all the design work and going live with this, it's just too much right now. Hopefully they're going to fix whatever this is, and it all goes away and life will go back to normal. But until then, here we are. Okay. What did I do? There it is. Next, so I'm going to put that back. We're going to get this little basket here. So that we're going to cut out of some copper clay. And again, I did only pick that because there was some scraps on my desk of the copper clay. So I figured just use up the scraps. And I thought it made a good color for a basket. It worked for me. Oh, yeah, you can't do that with a total knee for sure. You're almost probably lucky that you can't have one. They're awful. Awful. I didn't like it. So there's our little basket. I don't know if you can see there we go. It embosses when it cuts. So you get your shape, then you get the little basket weave embossing there. So pretty cool. Okay. All right, so now we bring back in our card here. We're going to bring some dimensionals. And I like to use 3 going right up the center. In case anybody's wondering, somebody is by my feet and totally in pout mode. So we're just going to add our tree. I did want the tip of the tree to just hang over the top there a little bit. So we go ahead and stick that in there. And then we're just going to take some adhesive on our little basket. And we're going to stick that up there. Now, for my sentiment, I'm going to cut this down to 4 inches long. It's the proper width because it's part of our pieces that we cut off. So I'm just going to line this up at the 4-inch right there. Chop that little piece off, throw that in my scraps. And then we have our sentiment. I have garden green. And this says, hoping your home is filled with the spirit of the season. And I love the font on this. Get that out of the way. Got to bring this down so I can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, I think we're straight. Ta-da! Go ahead and shut that down. And then, where did I put? There it is. Just going to do a little adhesive. And then that is just going to go like so. And there you have it. Our box card. Ta-da! Super easy. It's got a few steps to it, but as long as you stick with those steps, again, pretty simple. And of course, you have the back of your card now. You can actually write any messages that you want to your recipient, and it folds up and fits in a standard envelope. And they can set it on their mantle and it will display very nicely because it will stand up completely nicely. As long as your surface is nice and flat. Okay, who wants a second card? Like I said, I think I can whip this one up pretty quickly. This one, again, kept it super simple. This die set, you can go crazy and decorate like you wouldn't believe. It's a great set. Like I said, you can do garland. We have ornaments. We have stars of all kinds. But again, like I said, just kept it really simple and did this little split card. Okay. So for this card, it really is just half a sheet of basic white. And this is the thick basic white. And it's 4 1/4 by 11. And then we're going to just make some cuts. And again, I have my measurements here because trust me, I don't memorize this stuff any better than anybody else. I actually keep a notebook with all of my different fun folds and instructions. But we're going to need a trimmer and we're going to do some cutting. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut off 1.5 inches. So we're going to take off 1.5 inches. Keep that. That's the bottom of your card. Then you're going to cut off 2.5 inches. Keep that. That is the center of your card. And then we're going to score it at 1.5. Okay, so now we're going to put all these pieces here aside for just a minute. And then I have a piece of that designer series paper. This is the one we're using with the little pine fronds on there. And we're going to cut, this needs to be 4 inches wide, which I have. And then we're going to cut off 2 pieces that are 1 1/4. So we want 1 1/4 and 1 1/4. And then this one is going to be 2 1/4. Set that aside. A little scrap. Okay, we're done with this piece. Oh, okay. All right, so we're going to bring our pieces in. We're going to start with our bone folder and we're going to fold on our score line. So you're going to burnish that. Then that goes there. This is going to go there. This one goes here. This one goes there. So we're going to go ahead and do all of our adhering of our designer paper. That just went a little too far. So you just curl it over on itself. And then you just want to get that centered. We're going to do the same. And then this one goes at the top. Okay. Then I just take 4 dimensionals. This comes back to the bottom. Line that up. I'm going to remove our dimensional backings. Make sure everything stays where it's supposed to. And then just attach. So now you have your card. Now, looks like I didn't bring over, did I? I didn't. Oh, that's okay. We'll just cut off a piece of thick basic white because I did bring over extra of that. Not a big problem. I'm just going to cut it so that it will fit into the baby boss. All those scraps I had, I should have had another piece, I think, but it's okay. We are going to die cut another one of those trees. We're going to do the same exact tree that I cut out of the box card. We're going to use the same one, and we're just going to cut out a white tree. So I'm going to bring back the baby boss. Figure out what I did with there. The plates. We're going to cut us out a white tree. Oh, for love. There we go. Oof. There's the little tree. And I have the little piece that I did we have our little trunk. And I do have here some pecan pie ink. So we're going to go ahead and stamp our trunk. Then we need the little trunk die. Well, that ain't gonna work. Ugh. Huh. I can't find my Post-it note tape. I found a little piece that I had stuck to something, and now I just ruined that. So we're going to do our best on this. And hope for the best. If you could see Mr. Pout, he is pitiful. He is in total pout mode. He did not get his way. Oh, we have a new visitor. Welcome, Katie. Okay. There's our little trunk. Now we're going to take our tree. We're going to stamp, "We wish you a Merry Christmas," inside of our white tree because it is sized to fit in there perfectly. And we're using our garden grain ink pad. And right there in our tree, we're going to say, "We wish you a Merry Christmas." Like so. Going to use a glue dot to attach our trunk to our tree. So I do have those. And I think I forgot to bring over my stars. Of course I did. Oh, awesome, Betty. Thank you for inviting her. Well, what is going on? Where did that glue dot go? Okay. Try that again. There we go. Now we're just going to add our trunk to our tree. And then, of course, 3 little dimensionals. We're going to stick our tree on a little panel here, like so. And we got to have a star to finish her off. So I'm just going to grab those really quick. Our gold stars do come from, oh goodness, what did I do with them? Here they are. These are the adhesive backed star trinkets, and you'll find them in the mini catalog with the nativity set. So I'm just gonna grab one of these gold stars. And now, like I said, we have plenty of stars in this set. I could have easily just stamped and die cut one, but I just thought that added a little extra something by using the trinket. And there you have it. So 2 fancy folds that aren't really all that fancy, but they're fun. This one can be displayed, and you can certainly add more decorations to your tree for sure. This one also stands up like a standard card, but it's just got that split front. Thank you, ladies. I am so glad you enjoyed it. And I appreciate you coming to hang out with me on a Monday night. And for my backing out, I apologize for not being able to do it last night. But I have a plan going forward. We'll make Sundays work. I just got to do my designing Saturday, go live on Sunday. Thank you, ladies. All right. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your evening and an even better rest of your week. And I will see you Sunday. Have a good night, guys. Bye for now.